Hello students, today we are going to continue with the same topic, making connections with the text. In the last video, we talked about how making connections with the text while reading helps one make better sense of the events, characters and situations in a given text. There are three main ways to make connections with the text. These are text to self connection, text to text connection and text to world connection. We have already done text to self connection and text to text connection. Today we are going to focus on text to world connection. Now what do we mean by text to world connection? As the name implies, any story or text that relates to the world, that is called text to world connection. Let's have a look at the definition. Connection based on how information in a text can remind you of real events, social issues and other major occurrences in the world, that is what we call text to world connection. And if you are reading any text and you ask yourself these two questions, has this ever happened in the world? Is this similar to real life? Then you tend to make text to world connection. Let's have a look at a very simple example. I read a story in which the characters were homeschooled and attended online classes. This reminded me of how many students had online classes during the COVID-19 pandemic. Let's talk about the story now, The Gift of the Magi, that we have discussed in the last video also. This story talks about the theme of sacrifice and love, offering reflections on the true meaning of receiving and giving in relationships. Now, how does this theme relate to the world? Let's have a look. During the COVID-19 pandemic, countless examples of sacrifice emerged as individuals, communities, and nations navigated the challenges posed by the virus. We are going to talk about the healthcare personnel and their sacrifice during this difficult time. We all know that healthcare workers, including doctors, nurses, and support staff, faced immense personal risk as they cared for patients infected with the virus. Despite these dangers, they continued to provide essential care to those in need, demonstrating extraordinary sacrifice and selflessness. This is how a text is related to the real world scenario. Now students, that we have learned about three different types of connections: text to self connection, text to world connection and text to text connection. I have two very important questions for you to reflect upon. First one, can fiction be real or is it always imaginary? Second one, to what extent do you think literature imitates life? Students, we know that fiction stems and starts from the imagination of an author, but some aspects of it may be real. Let's have a look at the examples. The story can be set in a real city that exists in a world, but the characters may be purely fictional. Or the author may use elements that are inspired by real places and real situations. This can help us reflect on problematic aspects of these real world similarities. So students, this is very important learning, very important takeaway, that making connections with the text isn't about passive reading. It is actually actively engaging with the material and finding meaning in it. Now, as you read any text, ask yourself these three questions. How does this relate to me? What other text does this remind me of? And the last one, what does this tell me about the world around me? I have got a very simple task for you. You have to read these three questions and identify the type of connection, whether it is text to self connection, text to world connection or text to text connection. So happy reading, happy connecting and happy learning.